And welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos, hoping that you're doing well this morning on already a Thursday, the 16th day of August. We're heading into college football before you know it. Of course, Pike Liberal Arts School, the Patriots, get started this Friday night at Delaney Kervin Stadium on the campus of Pike Liberal Arts School, where the Patriots will battle their rival the Senators from Selma, Alabama, and of course, Morgan, always a very good program, and this should be an outstanding football game as the Patriots of Pike Liberal Arts open their season against the Morgan Academy Senators from Selma, Alabama. Should be a good one. Of course, a lot going on. Schools back in at Troy University, and you can tell the difference in the crowds at the restaurants and the crowds at the filling stations and the crowds at Walmart. It's back to business here in Troy, Alabama. A lot of new apartment complexes are opening for the first time, and it's just going to be a great year. And, of course, brought to you this morning by Pike County Ford. And, of course, if it don't say Pike County Ford on this label right here, believe you me, you don't want it. Pike County Ford and Ricky and all my good friends out there, you come by and take a look at a Ford this morning, they'll give you one of these hats. And, of course, we appreciate them being such a strong supporter, not only of my show, but so many things that are Troy, that mean a lot to Troy. Ricky just wrote me a check out to the Troy Elementary School PTO, to help support that PTO this year. And, of course, all the great efforts by the people on that committee. Of course, some other things going on. Troy University is getting ready for their big shootout. I shouldn't call it a shootout because I think both of them will have two very good defenses, but should be one of the great games in Troy history. In fact, probably the best, the top opening game in the history of Troy University football is coming up on Labor Day, September the 1st, right here in Troy, as the Trojans do battle, and I mean do battle, with the Boise State Broncos from Boise, Idaho. And it should be a great football game. Boise, one of the top programs in the country every year, ranked 24th on one poll and 14th in the country by field steal. So that'll tell you something right there, that Troy will be going up against one of the best programs in America. But I like this Troy team. I like it a lot. Coach Brown gave them the day off yesterday, and the staff took the day off, and I think it was a perfect time to do it with school starting and so many things going on at the school, and it was great that they sort of gave them the day off. I'm sure it's back to work today. Of course, school starts, and all the tour days are out of here. All these colleges try their best to get in as many practices as they can when they're allowed two-a-day practices. But now, since school has started, it'll be once a day until the big game on Saturday, September the 1st. That is a 5 o'clock kickoff. Alabama plays at 2. Auburn plays at 7:30, I believe. So right in, of course, Troy wants you to, I don't even think about Alabama and Auburn, but I just want to throw that out, that you folks worried about that. And I think we're going to have a full house regardless of whether you stay at home and watch Alabama or stay at home and watch Auburn. But I've got a feeling that everybody wants to see this game. This is the biggest game in Troy football history to open the season. And I think it's going to be a great game for the viewer. And, of course, we got nationwide, national TV coverage. Going to be a great one. And I think Troy is ready for the challenge, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a great show for you today. Max Howell's going to call in. And my good friend from Andalusia, Robert Kramer. And he's going to be on, and what an interesting guy he is. We're going to talk a little bit about baseball and what a huge fan he is, and how we developed a friendship in Little League Baseball that has lasted for, 60 years? Probably at least 60 years. And we'll be talking today when he gets here. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Back to our show, and of course, I hope you're doing well this morning as we come to you on Facebook across the nation. And we're from Troy, Alabama. We're in our studios in Troy, Alabama at Troy Cable, Channel 2. And of course, if you'd like to pass word about being able to watch this on Facebook, wherever you are, you go to TV 52 Productions, and scroll down to Today in L.A., and you've got it. And, of course, we've got a lot of great shows coming up with football season just around the corner. Max Howell, one of the more prestigious or one of the top analysts in college football, will be calling our show as he will every Wednesday. He had a conflict yesterday, so we don't expect him to call until today. During the season, we're expecting every Monday to talk to Larry Blakeney, the former great football coach at Troy University. He's going to call us and talk to us at least for 30 minutes every Monday. He's going to give us what he thinks or thought of the football weekend. And then, of course, with Max coming on Wednesdays, and we've got our coaches shows and picket shows coming on Thursday and Friday. One of them brought to you by our good friends at Bill Jackson Chevrolet, and also the other brought to you by Pike County Ford. So it's going to be a lot of fun talking sports all year long and during the football season. And I tell you, if you're not fired up, you better get fired up, because we've got a great football season coming up. On Wednesdays, this Wednesday nights this fall, we'll have the coaches show. We'll have the Goshen show coming on or the Charles Henderson show coming on at 6. The Goshen show will be coming on at 6:30. The Pike Liberal Arts show at 7, and the Elba show at 7:30. And we'd love to, you folks in Ozark, we'd love to have Carroll High football on this year. So we're working on that, and the folks at Carroll High School get an opportunity to show their program off absolutely free on Troy Cable every Wednesday night, with the highlights and the coaches show starting at 8 o'clock. So that's what we're working on. Good, delicious cup of coffee. The fog is out there, so you be careful if you're driving this morning, especially in the low areas. I drove out to get a cup of this Java coffee this morning, and down those bottoms it gets where you can't see very well. So take your time. That's one thing. Don't be in a hurry, and you'll get there, I promise you. Goshen Eagles are getting ready for their opening day, and of course Bart Snyder does a great job with that team, and we'll be calling him and talking to him every week like we always have for the last few years. And of course it's great to be in a town and where you got a cable TV network that is going to cover high school, not only college football but high school football. And of course we'll be bringing you all the Pike Liberal Arts games and also all the Charles Henderson games and the Pike County games and the Goshen games, and we hope to be able to go to Elba and get a look at them. And it's just a fun time to be a football fan right here in Troy, Alabama. Of course, Auburn looking for another running back to fill the shoes of a couple of those guys they lost, and they've got a guy now named Jarvis Whitlow, and he is a running back that is starting to look real well. He is a very fast running back. He's not a big back, but he can go, and they're expecting big things from him this year. It also was a closed-door scrimmage this weekend, and you don't see that much this time of the year, this early in the year. But Auburn starting to already shut their doors. We got a call coming in right here. You're on Today in L.A. Where are you calling from, please?
Fulton, Mississippi.
Fulton, Mississippi, and Max Howell is on the line. And Max, is it foggy over there? It's foggy over here.
No, it's getting ready to rain, though.
I tell you what.
75 degrees this morning, Mike, and it's going to rain.
Oh,
here.
Man. Well, I tell you what. We were talking just a while ago, and you know a little bit about this. Boise, everybody says, well, they're in Idaho, and they are in a desert. Well, they might be in a desert, but the humidity there is not near what the humidity is right here in Troy, Alabama. Those old boys are in for a new reckoning there. Don't you agree?
I don't think there's any doubt, Mike. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the summertime in the South. And on top of that, remember, they got to travel 2,000 miles.
That's right, exactly.
To get here, see. So all that plays a role. I really think if Neil Scott are ready to play, I think they got a great chance to win that ball.
We don't even know where they're staying. I want to think they might be staying in Dothan because some friends of mine that are in the hotel business in Montgomery says that they don't know where they would be staying in Montgomery, so they must be staying in Dothan, and they're going to bus in on game day. What do you think?
That could be, or maybe even Columbus.
Yeah, that's right.
They'll have to fly in. That bunch maybe had never seen the Gulf. They may fly in.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No question. But everybody says, well, the Boise boys are used to the hot weather. Well, they are not used to Alabama hot weather.
No, that humidity will sap the energy. If they don't have 35 or 40 kids that can play, if they come in here with not a lot of depth, they'll wilt in that fourth quarter, Mike.
They could be in trouble.
Around the South.
Max, I know it's very early to make a prediction, but I really like Troy in this game. I like Troy for the season. I'm going to tell you, I've been around it a long time, and I was there watching you practice and being involved all the way from 68 on, pretty strong. And you just got that feeling that if the two quarterbacks are able to gel, we're loaded at most everywhere else on our roster.
Yeah, I think that's the hope. Just that when you lose a guy like Silvers, he's been a starter for 4 years. do you make the transition? You know, how well they do. And it's not a whole lot about the coaching thing. It's about how the players respond.
Exactly.
You know, they got some. You know, they got new players coming at the running back position, the quarterback position. But the defense is what returned 7 or 8 starters off the defense.
That's right.
And I think that's where you win the football game. You know, you can't lose if you keep the other team from scoring.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, and I think that's what Coach Cohen is doing with that defensive side, and I think that's what Neil Brown says right now, that their strength of that team.
You know, when Sam Bird came on board at Troy University, you could just feel the confidence. When he walked out there, he looked cocky. He said, "Look at that cocky guy there. Look at that, look at him. I mean, look at the way he throws the ball. Look at that cocky guy."
You don't remember. He didn't. You know, we got him from Georgia.
Yeah.
How we got him because this dude had moved him to a defensive back.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready to play quarterback. You know, and he was all world quarterback in high school.
Yeah, sure. Robert E. Lee High School.
And that's where all that confidence came from. He was going to get back to doing what he does best. And
of course, I remember practicing and looking over to the side, and there playing quarterback for the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity was Sam Bird. You know, he actually was here before y'all. I mean, y'all gonna get him regardless.
Exactly right. Yeah. He was already disgruntled at Georgia.
Yeah.
You know, and the race was made, you know, for him to make the transfer, and it did. It happened.
Yeah.
And actually, before the staff got
started,
before Billy hired the staff.
Tell him I'm going to call me back in about 15 minutes. Of course, Max Howell is our guest, and Max, I use this word, and you don't hear it much anymore, but this quarterback, Barker, reminds me a lot of Manziel that played at A&M. You know, he's a real, elusive guy, a guy that's, first of all, got real quick feet, and it seems to be at top speed in a hurry. But he has what they call savvy. You know, that savvy look, or that, some people think it is cocky, but it's what we call savvy. When was the last time you heard that word?
Well, it's been a while, but I always translate that into confidence. If the kid knows when something's going to happen, he can make something, he can respond to that. And I watch Johnny Manziel. I get, questions about it from time to time, Mike. But the fact is he came in the league, in the SEC, with a different mindset. There are a lot of kids that can run and throw, but that kid he could read on the run. Yeah. He could throw the ball on the run. And if the quarterback situation at Troy can develop that, a lot of those things, though, Mike, those are almost inherent abilities. You can't coach some of that stuff.
That's right.
It's just the kid's got to have that in his personality, to make it work. But he can get, the more he's successful, the more confidence. And that's what happened to Manziel. Particularly after he beat Alabama, I mean, he got wild almost. But it worked for him. I mean, he ran all over the field, threw the ball. Completed the passing seat. He won the Heisman that year.
And his confidence is contagious. I mean, when he plays like that and plays with extreme confidence, it makes the whole team play that way. And I think both the quarterbacks are able to make things happen. If things break down, they're both outstanding athletes. So either quarterback that's going to start, I think Barker, number 7, has I think a little bit of the lead because it seems like he's getting more snaps. But both of them are ready to go, and I think are going to make great football players. I really do.
When will Coach Brown make that announcement to start?
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to wait till the very end, but you would think he'd make it at least a week before it starts, don't you think?
Well, here's what happens, Mike. I've been fortunate enough. I've been in some of those situations. He doesn't have to make the announcement. You just pointed out the kid is getting the most reps from the ones. That's who you usually start. That's the way you do it.
Yeah.
You don't announce anything, and you get both of them gets reps with all the number ones because most of them go out to play with the number ones. But the guy that gets the numbers, if there's 50 snaps in a practice, if one guy's getting 30 and the other's getting 20 or 10 or 15. And that guy's getting the most snaps.
Yeah, exactly right. Max, something that tickled me this morning, but it's not bad. It's not a bad idea. Trojans add Clemson to 25 schedule. Troy will play Clemson in 2025. Hey, I'm liable to be dead by that time. That's 7 years from now. But you know what? It's not a bad idea to advertise that. I think it's good.
No, it's not. But here's the major question: who's going to be coaching at Clemson, and who's going to be coaching at Troy? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And of course, I don't know why Clemson wants to play them. We really came very close to beating them the last time we were there.
Very true. Well, Dabo's already know he's going to be known. He'll probably be at Alabama, buddy.
But let me tell you the rest of the story. The deal will pay Troy $1.5 million. I'd play them, wouldn't you?
That's a good deal. That's a great deal.
And of course, which ties for the largest payout in school history, matching Ole Miss in 2022. Something the chancellor loves to say, and he was doing a speech the other day. He said, we go to Baton Rouge and we beat LSU, and they not only did we beat them, then we turn around, they had to pay us $1 million to come.
Come down there.
So you know, I know it, no question about it. Right now, Max, and of course Robert Kramer, just come on up and have a seat with us. We're going to take a short break. Max, will be right back.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
Back to our show. A good friend of mine from Andalusia, Alabama, just walked in, Robert Kramer. And Max, I've known this guy since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
When Andalusia came to Troy to play in the district championships for the right to go to the state tournament right here in Troy, and he pitched for the Andalusia Little League team, and I played shortstop and second base for the Troy Little League team. And this guy introduced me to a curveball. We were told when I was in Little League baseball, Max, that you couldn't throw a curveball in Little League. Well, somebody didn't tell those Andalusia folks, because everything he threw was a curveball.
Just about.
And isn't it amazing that our friendship goes that far back?
It really is amazing.
And Max, his buddy, the other great pitcher on that Andalusia team, was a guy named Mike Sasser. You remember him that played at Alabama, grew up in Bruton and Andalusia?
Yes, I do.
You remember him? What a great player he was. Well, we all played Little League ball against each other. And Kramer, of course, we played against each other in Babe Ruth League, where he hit a home run to beat Troy 2-1. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
In that old stadium. Let me tell you what he did. He wasn't the fastest thing in the world, but back in those days, you grab that mic right there. No, not that one, but just the string itself. There we go. Oh. There we go. We'll get more sound out of it. But back in those days, they played in the old Andalusia High School football stadium, and of course, at one time it was a minor league baseball, field.
Wow, yeah.
And they didn't have a fence on the left in left field, so he hit it so far in left field that we finally had him nailed at the plate. But our first baseman cut the ball off. He scored, and they beat us 2-1. That's the way I remember it.
Well, that was my highlight of me, because we went on to state and played up there and won the first 3 games.
That's right. You had another guy that played with you named Otis Griggs.
Otis Griggs, yeah.
A lot of those guys. The mayor might have played on that team, did he?
No, Earl didn't play on that team.
But I knew a lot of those guys and everything.
Larry Moulton.
Yeah.
Larry Moulton played on that team.
Larry Moulton later played for Southern Mississippi and Auburn, was a good player and all that.
Buddy Alderman. We had a lot of good players.
Max Howell, tell us how your I want you to just let's put it right in here. Just right in there on that lapel. But Max, tell us what's going on with your life right now with the radio.
We're trying to launch the ESPN radio station in Tupelo. That's scheduled to actually the first ball game we're going to cover is the 24th. We'll miss the first week. But we're bringing ESPN. I think we'll have the scoreless lineup in the state of Mississippi, Mike. We got a good, strong morning show. I brought Matt White in to do 10 to 12. He does the play-by-play in color for Mississippi State.
Oh, that's great.
I'll do 12 to 2. And then, of course, we'll have Paul Feinbaum from 2 to 6.
Yeah.
I got a junior college game on Thursday night, a high school game on Friday night. I got Westwood Warren, which is SEC game of the week on Saturday, and I got the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday.
Oh, man. Now, do you have to pay for all of this, Max? I mean, do sponsors have to pay for it? I mean, what I'm saying, Feinbaum don't just come on your show. I mean, you got to pay for him. Is that right?
$1,000 a month to him.
Yeah, and of course, which is a steal, for a guy like that.
Our budget just for on-air personnel runs about $10,000 or $12,000 a month. And then, of course, to rent, we put our antenna on the tallest tower in North Mississippi, the TVA Tower, which is over 500 feet. That costs us $1,400 a month just to put that up.
Yeah. So you've got to have somebody out there selling ads. Is that right?
You're talking to it.
Well, and I tell you, that is real big. And I'm just tickled that you take your time to call in to us on every Wednesday this month.
You know, Troy's been good to me for 50 years, more than 50 years. I played there too.
Yeah, I know you did.
It's been a great ride, and I told you when we first started, I was out trying to build a career for so many years, and I lost contact with so many people.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I'm at the. Let's put it this way: I'm at the end of my career now. And Mike, I will tell you this: all the projects I've started, this is the last one. I don't know if I could do another one like this.
Yeah, but you know what though? You're an amazing guy. You've always taken care of yourself. You've probably already done your push-ups and your set-ups, and you stay in good shape, and that's why you're able to do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I did. And I try to get rest tonight. The last couple of nights I was spent 24 hours because I got too much to do. We took the station and started with a slab. Built a studio, bought all the equipment, turned the antenna, hired all the personnel, signed all the contracts, sold all the ads. Just me, I did 90% by myself. I got one guy that's the tech-savvy guy. He already owns a couple of radio stations.
Yeah.
And he and I partner up to do this one. Because here's a county. The town's 50,000. The county has 87,000 people in it, Mike, and no full-time sports. We'll be the only full-time sports station in town.
I think it's great. So Tupelo's about the size of Dothan, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think that's about right, yes.
And, of course, Max Howell, ladies and gentlemen, is known throughout the country as one of the top football analysts. And, Max, speaking of the analysts, somebody told me that as far as coaches and analysts go, Alabama's got about 30 guys on their staff now.
That's true. No, that's right. I'm thinking maybe a little bit more than that, Mike. The next rule NCAA will pass is they'll try to control the number of off-field coaches they have.
Yeah.
Alabama by far leads the country. Most programs got 6 or 8. Alabama, look, they started this year when they cut the number of headsets down. You can't have the minimum. I think the maximum is 8 on the sideline now. Alabama had 20 people with headsets last year, watching every position, every snap.
Exactly.
And, they try to regulate that, but look, there's a reason that Walmart is the biggest chain in the country. There's a reason McDonald's is. They got more money and they spend it and they do a better job.
Let me ask you something, Max, and I think this is a very well-known fact. There's a lot of turnover every year on Saban's staff. I mean, they'll have 5, 6, 7 coaches either get fired or leave to go to another position on his staff. How does he able to continue to coach these kids? I mean, a different coach every year makes it pretty tough, doesn't it?
Mike, yeah, but let me tell you, it's a system that he has. I told you about Kevin Elko. If you want to understand Nick Saban's system, get the book by Kevin Elko, and that's he's a psychologist that's on Saban's staff. He's written several books. Let me tell you what his speaking fee is. A friend of mine tried to get him to come to Mississippi and speak. Minimum for an hour, minimum $50,000.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah. He's world renowned.
But you will agree that his staff changes every year, and they have to bring in new staff people to learn different things.
Yeah, but let me tell you, it's the type of kids he recruits. He don't take just because you're a 5-star. That doesn't mean if you don't fit his mold, you can take discipline. You got to live the process. Look, you tell me when you seen in the paper that an Alabama kid either got in trouble or got run off.
Yeah.
Even if they do that, you'll never read about it. Each kid just disappears.
Yeah.
They've got such a system over there. So all that being said, Saban hires people that can adjust to his system, and he only recruits kids that can adjust to his system.
Robert, of course, keeps up with Alabama football quite a bit and so forth, and everybody, I reckon, is still wondering what's going to happen with the 2 quarterbacks. Do you think that he's going to leave, or do you think he'll stay and be the backup? What do you think Hurt's going to do?
For me, you want me to answer that?
Yeah. What do you think?
I'll tell you what. I think if Hurt keeps his mouth shut, he gets to start. Now, Tua's going to play. They'll have a pack of him, but you can't. How you going to deny a record of 26-2? And that's what he's done. If they got his weight down, he got up to about 235. They got him back to about 220.
Got his hair cut.
Yep.
He became a weightlifter, guys, instead of a quarterback. That's what he did. And that's why he lost his foot speed, and I think he lost some confidence as well, particularly in the championship game.
Well, in the scrimmage, Tua throws 3 touchdown passes, they said, and looked like an All-American, and said that Hurt was a little off on his throwing.
Well,
that was just what I heard.
What happened was, he lost his foot speed. He couldn't escape the rush. The line broke down up front, and he couldn't get out of the rush, and that's one of the, he didn't read the field very well. And I think all of that goes back to the way he was brought up in pushing that weight program. I think you'll see a different thing. He didn't have a great spring, but he had some. I think he had a hangover from the championship game.
But don't you think?
I don't agree. And let me say one thing. I do not agree and do not think it's the truth that he spoke to the media and said that nobody had talked to him since the spring. That is not the truth.
No
coach on any staff, and I've been on a bunch of them, and won championships on them. You don't go that long and don't talk to your quarterback. Period. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. No question about it. Of course, that's the concern of everybody, but I can see Alabama playing 2 quarterbacks and being successful at it because both of them are great quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you'll see him If Hurts keeps his mouth shut, he'll start against Louisville. But if Tua will have a package, and he'll play in the first quarter.
So you actually believe that Hurt is going to start against Louisville?
I think so. I think he did. I think he does.
Isn't that amazing? And, of course, now you have been so busy with this other thing, you probably have not been able to keep up with it quite as much as you normally do. But how do you like the SEC West right now? Do you think
I think it's going to be I think it'll be Alabama and Auburn. I think Mississippi State's got a great chance to be number 3. We don't know about LSU. Orgeron's got his hands full. He's had 2 quarterbacks already leave. He only
gosh.
He's got Miles Brennan that finished the spring, and then, of course, the transfer from Ohio State, Burris.
Yeah.
But they got the talent, but there's some major unrest going on in LSU right now, Mike.
No question about it.
And I really think that Mississippi State, if they can adjust to they got a whole new staff after they went to Florida. They got a new staff with Moorhead, and I think but they got 18 starters coming back.
Yeah.
And they got a quarterback that's going to be in the top 2 or 3 in the conference this year, in the Fitzgerald kid. So I think that's the way I think Texas A&M could be a player. But you watch this, Jimbo's going to run off about half those kids before the season starts.
Oh, you think he will? So you don't think A&M be strong right away then, do you?
In 2 years they will be. But look, he said after the spring game, Mike, it was the softest football team he'd ever been around.
Isn't that amazing? Talking about
they went
Jimbo
full speed
Fisher.
in kickoff coverage and punt returns, and the quarterbacks didn't even have a jersey, colored jersey on them. They let them get the quarterbacks in spring game.
Yeah. Now, Max, let me ask you a question about this new kickoff rule. Who does that benefit? Somebody that can't kick it in the end zone, or what?
Yeah, it does. That's what I contend, Mike. That's the reason. And I know they throw the injury factor up there. Look, I've been all through all that through the years. But the fact is they look. It's an offensive ploy, is what it amounts to. They don't want to take a risk on a return guy. Because of the injury factor.
And the rule is that inside the 20-yard line, you can signal for a fair catch. Is that right?
Exactly right. Yep.
And Troy's got a great kick returner, and I'm sure they want him to try to run everyone on back. But this new rule could affect him. Is that right?
Absolutely. So I think those. I say that if you watch, Mike, it's what I call the tweaking aspect. They just every year they make one little tweak with a rule, and it creeps up and gets a little soft. Now, what I'm worried about is 10 or 15 years from now, will it be the same game that we've grown to watch? And look, of all people, I understand about the health injury, the head injuries and all that, because if you recall, Mike, we've had this conversation before. The things that are illegal today, we taught, and that made the highlight film. What is a targeting rule today? I taught that. How to put that head in the head.
Exactly.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, Coach, talking to Max Howell, and of course he's going to have to leave us in a few minutes. But of course we're looking at college football, the opening day, and boy, what a tough opener for Auburn against Washington. And now this bunch, so Washington's got to travel a long ways to this game.
True.
Very similar to Boise. I don't know. I just can't see Washington beating Auburn. Some people think they will, but I just can't see it.
Well, what I say is, if they played Jordan Hare, it'd be no way because of the same aspect that Boise will have against Troy. The humidity and the heat. They're playing a 72-degree dome.
That does make a lot of difference, doesn't it?
It makes a lot. I mean, that's a constant temperature. It's an enclosed environment.
Played in Atlanta.
Auburn favorite. We know that, but I think it's Auburn's the most important game Auburn's played in a long time to open the season. I know they've been played second to Clemson and all the other games, but this, with all the expectations to Auburn, Mike, and it's not going to cost Gus his job, don't get me wrong, but I think it can be the difference between a 10-11 win season or a 9-win season.
And the other end, the East Division, what do you do? Just throw a hat in there, or what do you do? I mean, I don't have any idea.
Georgia
will be the one, won't they? Yeah.
But I think it's going to be South Carolina and Florida right behind them in some order.
Yeah.
And then one of them may have a chance to upset Georgia because Georgia's got to go to Bryce Stadium in Columbia the second or third week.
Yeah.
Muschamp he'll pull all the stops out. He'll risk his season to win that ball game against Georgia.
So right now, if you looked at it, you would say Auburn, Alabama, Georgia. Is that right?
To win the SEC total?
Yeah.
No, it's Alabama.
Really?
I've watched it, Mike. I've studied it. You know that. I've been close to all those programs through the years. Nobody does the job that Nick Saban does. Kirby's trying, but I told you why they lost the championship game last year. They made mistakes in the secondary, and ironically enough, that's what Kirby coaches. And he's going to be better, but he lost 7 starters on defense too.
Yeah.
So he got 2, and he lost the 2 great running backs. I know they got some depth there, but I like them to win the East. But if they play Alabama again, it won't be close as it was last year.
And Auburn's situation would be at running back, wouldn't you think?
And the offensive front.
And the offensive line.
You started up front. And we talked before, where's their 230-pound running back that just has to make that offense work?
Yeah, no question about it.
You know, the Martin kid's 185 pounds. Great kid, good speed and all, but if you can't get out of the line of scrimmage with an inexperienced offensive front, you're going to have problems. And here's the last one. What if Steedham goes down?
Oh, yeah, no question about that if he goes down.
Gus didn't even know who number 2 quarterback is today.
Yeah, no question about it. Max, we appreciate it as always, and hope to hear from you next Wednesday right here on this show.
I will do my best.
And I know you're a busy man, and things do come up. We're definitely understand it, and but we do enjoy talking to you. And of course, we are cutting this interview a little bit short because you've got to be somewhere. But we appreciate you so much, and look forward to seeing you in town in a couple of weeks.
I'll be right there, Mike. Thank you as always here.
All right, thank you so much. Max Howell calling from Fulton, Mississippi. Now we get back to the star of our show, Robert Kramer, my good friend from Andalusia. And, of course, we've got Pike Liberal Arts starting already, Robert, opening the season against Morgan Academy of Selma. Andalusia, of course, where you from, coming off, I reckon, one of their best years in sports that they had in a long time. They won a state championship in baseball. Is that right?
State championship in baseball and semifinals in football and I think the championship game in basketball.
Yeah, that's right. So their program is outstanding. Yeah. Are they going to be good this year?
Well, we lost our number 1 quarterback, but I hope they got a good backup. Wilson boy, he's going, I think, to South Alabama, I believe is where he's going.
Left-handed kid, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody told me he was a good baseball player, too.
Oh, yeah, a pitcher and a hitter and basketball.
I wonder if they're going to let him play both. You don't see that happen much.
No, they may. Like I said, we thought we had the football made because we played UMS Wright, and we'd already beat them at home.
Yeah.
But they beat us in overtime in the semifinals. So
I watched that, and of course I was a couple of years ago. I listened to that UMS Wright Andalusia game going to Florida, and what a game that was! Of course, that's become a big rivalry because both of them are 4A schools and are considered probably a top 5 4A school in the state every year. So. Are they playing each other in the regular season this year?
I'm pretty sure they are, but they changed some of the things around. I hadn't really looked at their schedule yet, but I would think they would.
Yeah. Of course, Robert's like I am, ladies and gentlemen. He came to Troy and he studied math under Jim
Soles and Mr. Norris.
That's right, Mr. Norris and well, not just Mr. Norris, but Mr. O'Neill, Jim O'Neill.
Yeah, who was a little...
Didn't you take some classes under Jim O'Neill,
I did, and the head of the department back then was...
Dr. Little Guy. Yeah, he was a great... They had a great man.
I don't think he ever... He wouldn't get his doctorate, I don't think, because he was mad at him.
Yeah. Well, what was his name? The great professor, and of course the School of Math is named after him now.
Oh, it is? Well, yeah, how about that?
Well, Dr. Barnett was on that staff too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hathaway was on that staff. Do you remember him?
I don't remember Hathaway.
Yeah, he was younger. And then James Ray was on that staff.
Yeah, remember?
You remember James Ray?
See, Mr.
That
Norris.
math department was a great math department.
Yeah, I had Mr. Norris in Andalusian, 9th, 10th, 11th, 9th and 10th and 12th grade.
Charlie Norris.
Then had him when I got up here too.
And he's a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
We've known.
He loved Troy football too.
Yeah, we lost him just last year, and great guy, and of course a lot of great professors along the way. Barnett, Dr. Barnett was. I'm sure you probably had some classes under him, and of course. My good friend Jim O'Neill is still alive and well and watches our show regularly. Hopefully he'll call in, you know.
What about Mr. O'Master? Is he still here?
Yeah, we love him now.
Oh, yeah.
He's still here too. And
I took 3 physics courses under him.
So you got your degree in what?
Math, and then I got a minor in social science and a minor in social science and physical science.
All right. Well, let me ask this: if you took all of those physics classes, you could have been a rocket scientist, couldn't you? You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Doing great. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Hey, it's Nathan Knox with Charles Henderson Football Boosters.
All right, buddy.
I just wanted to call real quick and put a plug in for Meet the Trojans tonight. We've got a nice event set up for everybody to come out and meet the kids, the middle school football team, the middle school cheer, high school football team, and high school cheer, and the band's going to be there also.
Well, let me ask this. If we brought our cameras, could we interview some of these players or introduce some of these players on the cable too? Would that be okay?
Absolutely, Mike. That's fine.
What time would we need to be?
Everybody to come meet the Trojans and see our team and get as we get ready for the season. We're gonna do inter squad scrimmage tonight for about 90 minutes after we introduce everybody. We're gonna do the high school varsity is gonna scrimmage, go through a play set. Then the middle school is going to come in and do a set and just sit there and go vice versa for 90 minutes.
It'd be a great opportunity. We've already interviewed the high school, but it'd be a real good opportunity for us to interview the middle school team and maybe some of the cheerleaders. You know, just on the side, not to interfere with what y'all are doing. And that starts tonight at what time?
6:30 tonight. We're going to have light concessions, drinks, and candies and stuff like that. We're because it's 6:30, most people are going to be, prepping or already had dinner or right at dinner. So
will this be in the stadium or where will it be?
It will be at the vet. We'll have the big blow-up helmet.
Oh man!
Blown up, and they're going to run out on the field, be introduced, and it's going to be a nice little event.
Do you think they'll turn on the scoreboard? Wouldn't that be something, that new...
well, we're going to have the scoreboard at the main entrance. That's going to be our scoreboard for the season. They won't allow us to use the big one yet.
But they can at least turn it on and make it look pretty, though, couldn't they?
Oh, they could. We would appreciate it, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, that starts tonight at 6:30, and we'll try to have some cameras there. It should be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. We'd love to have you. Just want to get it out, let everybody know to come out and support our Trojans, okay?
I noticed that the big game against Pike County is not this Friday, but Friday night week from Bulldog Stadium in Brundage. That should be a good way to kick off the football season.
Absolutely. We always look forward to that rival.
Now, I noticed that regular season, Charles Henderson's going to just be playing 9 games. Is there a chance they could fill that?
We've got a 10-game schedule. Oxford's coming down.
Oh, Oxford is coming down?
Yes, sir.
Well,
that's our first home game on the 14th.
Yeah. But you're counting the Pike County game, though, aren't you? It's been 10 games, aren't you?
The Jamboree, yeah.
Yeah, so regular season, then they're just playing 9 games. But we'll be there tonight and look forward to it, and I hope I see you.
Yes, sir. You'll see me. I'll be out on the field trying to orchestrate.
All right, now, we hope also to have the coaches show every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Have you talked to him about that right here on Troy Cable?
I have not.
We'll do the playback.
I will have him get with you, okay?
All right. Thank you, here.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Let's meet the Trojans tonight at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And Of course, they're doing that in Andalusia right now too, aren't they?
Tell you what, Andalusia, that stadium now, they're spending anywhere from $6 to $10 million on it.
Gosh, isn't that something? They really, I tell you what, that probably comes out of the mayor's office, doesn't it?
Well, no,
knowing him.
Everybody's saying it does, but it really doesn't. But you got new AstroTurf, you'll have the replay stuff.
I mean, are y'all doing that with state money, or are y'all doing that with money you raise?
Something to do with a tax on for the schools and stuff that we did a few years back.
Wonderful, yeah.
And but we got, like I said, that's going to be moving all the visitor side closer to the home side, and doing away with the track. And,
that's going to be a real nice stadium.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot
Stadium in Andalusia has been there a long time, and you going to have more seating on the visitor side now?
Well, if not any more seating, maybe at least brand new seating.
Yeah, no question about it.
I don't know. Parking may be a little trouble, but I think they're going to try to figure that out. They're getting rid of some stuff behind the stadium over there.
Okay.
And it's not going to be completed by the first game, but the field and everything will be ready. And but they'll have to. If you get into the stadium, it'll be a little bit awkward for handicap and stuff like that. But everybody else will be fine. So.
Of course, Robert graduated at Troy, and of course, you also a big Alabama fan. You go to a lot of Alabama games and so forth. But has it surprised you how Troy has grown?
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's. I'm really happy to come today because you're going to show me the campus.
Oh yeah, we're going. Not only are we going to show you the campus, we're going to eat breakfast on the campus today.
Okay.
And let me tell you, their breakfast every morning, and that Belgian waffle with the strawberries and the whipped cream. They make, and then of course they've got just wonderful breakfast, and they've got a lady that's all she does is make omelets, and it's really good. I was looking here. There's a player on Troy's team this year from Andalusia. Did you know that? Running back.
I didn't know that. No.
And I was trying to get to the roster over here, and when I get to the roster, I'll find out.
But when you find him, but my favorite thing back when I was coming to school here was the 20-cent egg sandwiches.
Oh yeah, exactly. And you know what? We talk about that all the time. And Max would have said the same thing. You're right. Those scrambled egg sandwiches, I reckon it cost you $1. Didn't it? How much did it cost?
20 cents.
20 cents. Yeah. and those famous egg sandwiches. Now, if I know you were probably playing bridge too, weren't you?
I learned how to play bridge at Troy. Watching people play, and finally one day somebody left and said, "You want to take that over?" I said, "Yes." And man, it was fun.
Real fun. And you probably play bridge today some, don't you?
Hadn't played in 30 years. I wish
I have. Folks, all you ladies in Andalusia, this guy can play bridge. Well, I will say this, that more than one time have I had a friend of mine to say, "Hey, will you sign in for me? I'm not going to be able to make it to class. I'm right in the middle of a bridge. I'm right in the middle of a bridge hand, and I'd have to go sign in for it."
Oh yeah, the physics labs in the afternoon. That like to cost me everything because I've been there playing bridge, you know.
Yeah, exactly right. And Troy was known for that, and like you said, a lot of people the first time they ever played bridge in their life, you know, it's not the easiest game to learn and be good at, especially. But a lot of people learned right here at the old student center.
And there was a buddy of mine named Slim from Dothan. I really don't remember his name, but I wish I could find him again. He and we didn't cheat, but we'd go out to the country club on whatever night and play duplicate bridge.
Yeah,
that's what's fun.
And Miss Elmore was probably out there. Miss Albert Elmore was probably one of those people.
We would win.
Yeah.
I mean, we would win. I mean, I taught one of my buddies from Andalusia how to play, and we drove down to Andalusia and played down there, play them at night sometimes.
And I tell you what, it's a game. Bridge is a game that can stay with you the rest of your life. Right now, probably in the next few minutes, over on Elm Street at the College Center Senior Center, they have a room that all they do is play bridge in.
Wow!
And there's a bridge game going on all the time, and then at the Troy Country Club, they meet two afternoons a week playing bridge out there. But and people that know how to play bridge love the game.
Oh yeah. It was fun, but when I went in the Army, I got away from it and never
My
took
wife
it back
was
up.
the same way at Auburn. She said that that took up a lot of her time playing bridge with her people that lived in her dorm. You know?
Yeah. So sometimes we play all night long.
Yeah, no question about it.
You know.
Of course, Robert and I, like I said, first met a long time ago in Little League baseball, and of course they beat us 12-2. You pitched and you threw this little old curveball, and they allowed y'all to throw a curveball. Is that right?
You could. My brother-in-law showed me how to throw it.
And you were just 12 years old, weren't you?
Yeah, it took a while for the catcher to learn how to catch it.
The most impressive thing about Andalusia, ladies and gentlemen, compared to us, evidently they spent a little bit more money. But when they got to the game, they had a row of helmets that, plastic helmets that you would put on. They'd have a row of them right across in front of their bench. And we were sitting over there with those elastic band ones. You remember that? The old elastic band ones? That's what we had. We had those elastic bands, but Andalusia had those helmets like they have today. Isn't that right?
Yeah. But you don't know the rest of the story. We had to go to Birmingham for the state playoff in a bus, a school bus, cheese wagon with no air conditioning.
Oh well, well that was going to the state championship.
Yeah, first time they'd ever been.
Y'all left us and went on up to who did y'all play in the state? We had won the district over Greenville and a few other teams over there.
We had to play Gadsden, and Gadsden had on their Little League World Series uniform. And it rained the whole day, and they burned the field off and everything else. And Mike Sasser pitched.
Yeah, and he reminds that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what we did and it was that important. A regular season game in Little League was so important that after a rainstorm, you would be sitting there, we won't be able to play. They would bring in kerosene or gasoline and pour on the field and light a match. They did the same thing at Troy.
Now back then it was single elimination, so when we got beat, we were done.
That's right. That's right. And then, of course, y'all went and did well. Mike Sasser, one of your teammates, became one of the great athletes ever play at Alabama.
He tore up his knee.
That's right. Bear Bryant said he might have been a Heisman Trophy winner if he hadn't tore his knee up.
Yeah.
But, of course, he lived in Andalusia, but when he got big enough to play high school ball, he moved to Bruton.
Moved down there when he was 13.
13 years old, and then, of course, we got a guy to come to Troy. I hope Sybil is watching this morning. It's Jerry Allen, who was a good athlete in Andalusia.
Yeah.
Moved to Troy and won the state championship and ran won the hurdles, state champion hurdler. Of course, Richmond Flowers was the 4A state champion, but Jerry ended up getting a scholarship to go to Auburn in track. But he was also a very good football player. He was a very good basketball player, and a good golfer. And he was also a good baseball player. He wasn't a great hitter, but he was an outstanding center fielder. But he was a real good athlete that we got from Andalusia. And we also got a young lady named Sally Reeves. You remember her?
Oh, yeah, Sally. We grew up together pretty much, yeah.
And what an athlete she was. And so they both moved. Their daddy was in the insurance business. Our Sally's stepdaddy was in the insurance business, and they finished the schools. Now Jim Souls also moved to Troy from Andalusia, and his daddy taught math.
I had a class on him, yeah.
And Charlie Norris, everybody remembers Charlie Norris. He taught school in Andalusia and moved to Troy, and people don't, So y'all lost some good people from Troy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But you lost a guy that lived on White Drive. When I was growing up, lived on White Drive. His name was Kiner. Do you remember a guy named Kiner?
That name kind of rings a bell, but I'm not sure.
Or, let's see, Kleppick. Do you remember Kleppick? But the Kiner boy moved from Troy to Andalusia.
Oh. Okay.
And, of course, played in that great Andalusia High School band. And now let me tell you the rest of the story here. The Andalusia band director was Nettles.
Oh, Jim Nettles, yeah.
Jim Nettles. Well, Troy had a good band program, too. And and our director was Jim Nettles. Jim Nettles wrote the alma mater, which is so coveted by anybody that ever graduated from Charles Henderson. Everybody knows the alma mater, and he wrote it.
Jim Nettles wrote that?
He wrote it, and then, of course, he left Troy and moved back to Andalusia, or moved to Andalusia, and had a beautiful daughter and great band down there for years.
I had his wife for English, too.
Yeah. Now, he's dead now, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was a great band director, though, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was really good.
And Andalusia had good bands for a long time. And then I'll tell you another little story. I know as much about Andalusia as you do.
Yeah, that's what
of course, Donnie Sharp, I remember when he went to school here, and I remember in high school, I want to say he wore number 22, but he played running back for Andalusia High School and could have played at Troy, but instead of playing football, he played baseball. He was a good baseball player. But in the 60s, Andalusia, the head football coach at Andalusia was Grady Elmore Sr.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a son named Grady Elmore Jr. That was a great athlete. He was the quarterback on the football team. He was a great shooting guard on the basketball team. And he played was a pitcher on the baseball team. Well, so Andalusia's got this great player, and he played with Al Powell and that bunch, and Ashton Wells and all them. I think probably played on some of those teams with them. Ashton Wells went on, played baseball at Alabama, and but this guy Grady Elmore Sr. got the head football job at Carroll High of Ozark, so he moves to Carroll High of Ozark, and his running backs are Mickey Andrews, that played at Alabama and coached at Florida State all those years. And the other one was Billy Knowles, who went to Georgia. All right, and then you had Elmore, who later on left Ozark and kicked at Alabama, was wide receiver at Alabama, very good athlete, but he played football at Alabama. But that team with Mickey Andrews and Billy Knowles and Elmore, that was a great team.
Oh, I bet it was.
Ozark.
Oh,
but Greenville had two great players. All right, and they were the Fault Boys. Do you remember them, the Fault Boys at Greenville?
No, but I know that Greenville was always hard to beat.
Well, they were when they had these Fault Boys, and the Fault Boys played Carroll for the South Alabama Conference Championship. Back then, that was all you could play for. They didn't have a state championship, if you remember. And the South Alabama Conference Championship boiled down to Greenville with the Fault Boys, and Ozark with Elmore and those two great running backs. Of course, Billy Knowles went on to Georgia, and Andrews went on to Alabama. But wasn't that something?
Who won the game?
I think Ozark did. I want to say Ozark won the game.
Wow.
And but those great running backs at Greenville were good. And of course, Troy was good then, and Andalusia was good, and of course you had Enterprise was always good. Ran that Notre Dame box.
It's funny about Enterprise. I went over there one time to see Joe Namath, and some of them were over there because they had a lot of players with Alabama.
Yeah, that's right.
Galen
McCulley was one of them.
Went over there one night, and they were telling out the records, and it was 9-1, 9-1, 9-1, 9-1. And it was during the time that Sharp was there.
Yeah.
Andalusia had beat them every year that time.
Oh yeah. Of course, Coach Sharp was a great coach at Andalusia. And they won how many straight regular season games?
58, I think it was.
Won 58 straight regular season games, and which was a record at one time. And Donnie Sharp was the coach. And I go back before Donnie Sharp. They had the old guy that was such a good track coach. Became superintendent of education in Greenville.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a Troy guy, and I'm trying to think of his name. Of course, he was the head coach and then Sharp came around.
Yeah, well, he was the head coach my last year there, too. And then they changed coaches and played 37 baseball games the next year. We only played 10 when I was a senior.
Right. And
if I'd known that, I might have flunked out.
That is a big difference in high school baseball now than then. We played maybe 18 games. Hey, they play 40 to 50 games now.
Coach Searcy.
Yeah, Searcy, Shelby Searcy. And he had those great track teams.
He was a great track star, too.
With Billy Tunnel and what was that other guy that was
Bill Palmer?
Bill Palmer. Two real fast guys. But the tough thing about all this, and I'm going to throw this in your face a little bit, as good as y'all were, most of the time we won because we had the Talbots throwing the discus, the shot put, the high jump, and we had what we did. We were so good in the field events. Dr. John Paul Musselman, his parents taught at Troy. He won the broad jump and he won the hurdles. And of course, your buddy that you went to school with is pretty good in track. What's his name? That went to school with you, and you mentioned him earlier.
Talking about Bill?
Doyle.
Oh, Doyle, yeah. He was a heck of a runner, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, it was a battle every year, though. And, all the other schools like Enterprise and the rest of them just could not compare with Andalusia and Andalusia and Troy. And in fact, I don't even know if Opp even had a track team, but they were good in football, weren't they?
Oh yeah. But, just lost Bill Palmer this year.
He died?
Yeah, he had.
I know he was a diabetic.
Yeah, real bad, and we lost him this year. So.
Well, let me tell you this about him. He was real fast. He was running right at 22 flat in the 200, 220. That was really fast.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, you look at the what they run now. A lot of them don't run near that fast now. He was that fast. He ran a touchdown back against us. We won the game, but he ran a kickoff back against us, and about at midfield he started collapsing, and he was losing his balance, but he was able to maneuver his way all the way in the end zone, about 90 yards on the kickoff for the touchdown. After he scored, they took him. They had to come get him, and they took him over to the sideline. They started pouring Coca-Cola down him. Because he was a bad diabetic.
He drank honey and Coca-Cola.
Have you ever heard that?
Oh.
And after he had run that kickoff back, they had to pour Coca-Colas down him, because he was diabetic. And that's the way they treated it back then.
Yeah, and senior year he broke both collarbones.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah. But I'll tell you, a good player, better than all of them, was a guy named Wallace, Philip Wallace.
Oh, Philip Wallace was good.
Philip Wallace, my junior year, we tied Andalusia 6-6, and they had Gant and all them. Which they were really good, but this guy named Philip Wallace, they ran a draw play about 60 yards, and that's how y'all were able to tie us. We had a real good team. In fact, under Frank Sadler, we lost only 3 games in 2 years, and one of those was to Dothan, and Dothan was loaded back then.
Yeah.
But
if it hadn't been for Richmond Flowers, Bill Palmer, we had a lot of records.
Exactly. And of course in 3A, and of course, I used to go to all those track meets, and we had Frankie Nicastro, who was real good at running the 400, 440. Troy, Leon Hillier, who coached the track team at Charles Henderson, and Shelby Searcy, who coached the track team at Andalusia, were college roommates. Did you know that?
Didn't know that.
And they had a personal rivalry. And guys, track was big. And of course it was big in Andalusia.
Oh yeah.
But wasn't quite as big everywhere else. Carroll Ozark tried to have a track team and Enterprise, but it was always went down to Andalusia and Troy.
And the tracks were made out of those little rocks. If you fell on those rocks, you'd skin your whole leg up.
Andalusia's did. They had the old cinder track.
Yeah.
And the state track meet in Auburn was on the old cinder track. But at Troy, we had the hard clay.
Really?
The old track around the old Memorial Stadium back then was a hard clay track, and when it rained, you get muddy and all get out. But that was the track for a long time. Now they got this real expensive stuff now.
Oh yeah.
But of course, track's not near as big as it was back then.
No.
Of course, as I mentioned, Andalusia, if you were going to run the quarter-mile relay, hey, it was no way to beat Tunnel and Palmer. They could fly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we had some fast guys, Sonny Woolifin, Richard Woolifin, and all them. Another guy that was pretty fast and was really good was he was a 10th grade. I mean, he was 2 years above us, and he was a real good athlete. And I'm trying to think of his name. He picked up a fumble against us one night. I was a sophomore. He went 90 yards for a touchdown. What was that guy's name? But he was a very good athlete, too, and I can't remember exactly. We're reminiscing, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Troy Cable Security Video Monitoring lets you see what's happening in and around your property, even when you're not there. Cameras in our portfolio, wired or wireless, indoor or outdoor, daylight or night vision, all come in high definition. When integrated into Troy Cable Security Platform, you can see live video from your smartphone, tablet, or computer. Configure your cameras to alert you when unexpected motion occurs around your property, and send clips when children arrive home from school. Troy Cable Security puts your home in your hands. Troy Cable Security. You love them. Protect them.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Back to our show, and Robert Kramer is our guest today, and we appreciate Max Howell earlier. You didn't realize that we have that we're on the Facebook across the world, and ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to you from our studios on South Brunny Street in Troy, Channel 2, Troy, Alabama, Troy Cable, Channel 2, and we're on every weekday from 7 o'clock Central Time to 8:30 Central Time, and then Robert, we run it again at 1:30. So you're going to be seen twice. And of course,
okay.
Tell you a little bit about Robert. Of course, we went on and went to Troy together and wasn't that a great experience?
Oh, yeah.
You know, Troy, wasn't Troy a fun place?
Troy was a fun place, and I was able to catch a ride.
And you had the prettiest little old blonde-headed girl named Sherry Bird. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Beautiful girl from Andalusia. Of course, then we also had the young lady from Andalusia that was a head majorette there for a long time. The Sound of the South really added to Troy when Johnny Long got here. Troy started changing.
Yeah, we could play Dixie and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, did you play in the band?
No. I had to work.
But now you were good enough. Let me tell you this: I watched you play, and we played against each other in high school. But you were good enough to play in college. You were a pitcher and first baseman, weren't you?
Third baseman.
Third baseman.
Yeah, I could have played probably, but I had to work my way through. I didn't have any money, so
and of course
couldn't get anything else.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, he became a banker in Andalusia. And tell us, after you graduated from Troy, what did you do?
I went in the Army.
Did you have to go to Vietnam and all that?
I lucked out and didn't have to go there. I was in OCS, and they gave me an option to drop out of OCS and take a year off our time and stay in the United States. So we all took it.
Exactly.
Found out our life expectancy as a second lieutenant in artillery was 18
That's
seconds.
Right.
It was over there. So we.
Oh man.
But then after that, I got a job there at commercial bank. Mr. Anthony hired me and worked there.
And the Anthony, Elon Anthony, is that right?
Eland. His daddy was named Allen, and he was Eland.
And he grew up right here in Troy, Alabama.
All
right, he grew up right here in Troy, Alabama, and then married one of the Henderson girls. So now you know the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Elon Anthony and married a Henderson, and I reckon they owned the bank there, didn't they?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And you worked for them for how long?
About 16 years. Then I went to work for South Trust Bank for another 16 years, and then
Did you buy a lot of that stock? I hope you did.
I did, and I sold it before it went on. If I hadn't sold
I hate to say that. That was a great company, a great bank, and
as long as Wallace Malone had it, I bought up everything I could get.
Sure.
And when he got out of it and Wachovia got it, I saw one day that it was at $60 a share, and it didn't split till it was $95. I sold it all, and boy, that was a good thing. Well, I didn't sell it all. I still had about 2,000 shares, and I had outside of my 401k.
I know a lot of people that some of their inheritance was going to be that stock, and it was sad, but at one time it was great. So you worked for?
I worked for them for about 16 years, and I've worked the last 7 years at 32. Last 5 years over at Covington County Bank, CCB Community Bank now.
So how many banks did Andalusia have? They had about
we had a bunch of them, but I worked at 3 of them, and fortunate enough, I was good enough. I kept moving my customers around with me when I went. Yeah, but then I retired at 62 and a half.
Just think how sad folks were when you. I always say when Buck Corley got out of the banking business, he's one of my best friends. It was one of the saddest days of my life. And a lot of people said that about you, I'm sure.
I imagine, because like I said, there's a bunch of them, Now, not with South Trust, it done got two. They were sending everything somewhere else to do the loans, but at CCB, I could, make a loan and not even have to worry about it.
Now, Jerry Allen, the same guy we were talking about earlier, that married Sybil Chapman, that Bill Chapman, daughter from Troy, and my lifelong friend, Sybil. Of course, Jerry was president of the bank. What bank was that he was president of?
It was First Federal.
First Federal. Well,
so
it was
saving a loan.
But then though later on he was when he died he was at a bank there.
He might have come back to one, but
he did. He was president of the bank.
Colonial Bank.
Colonial, that's right.
Okay.
He was with Colonial Bank. And then of course he died after playing golf. Played very avid golfer, and we lost him. And I think about him every day. And of course, great guy. But of course, something about him. Of course, something about Robert that we know so very well. Of course, Andalusia was a lot like Troy, except Troy, has a big university and really grown that way. But Andalusia is now. The mayor is a good personal friend of mine.
Yeah, Earl Johnson. He graduated with me too.
That y'all grew up together, and is a really go-getter, isn't he?
Oh yeah. If you don't believe it, just drive through Andalusia.
That's right. And he's made a lot of differences on little things, like Andalusia's become a Christmas city. I mean, everybody loves Christmas because of Andalusia.
Oh yeah.
Decorating like that. And a lot of other towns are trying to emulate them a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
Now,
let me mention one of the things. We mentioned bands while ago.
Sure, yeah.
Throwing about my daughter. My daughter, of course, played in the band in Andalusia.
Yeah.
And then she played for 7 football seasons in Alabama.
Okay, and that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, she played the piccolo, and she was a crimsonette, and just loved the band.
Yeah. Well, so she was a majorette.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, Kay Allen, that lives here in Troy, is married to Wes Allen, who is going to. Looks like he's going to be our representative from this area. She was a crimsonette at Alabama, and it's sort of a small world. But one thing, and we might have to take it into another day, but one of the things that you and I have in common is our love for baseball.
Oh yeah,
and it goes way back. Tell us about some of the things that you brought today.
Well, back in 2005, I went down for some reason to see Judge Roy Moore.
That's right.
At a church. They were going to speak on a Friday night after I'd worked all day. And I guess something led me there, because that night I found out about a tour group from Dozier, Alabama, called the Diamond Tours.
Yeah. From Dozier, Alabama?
Yeah, this lady got up a busload of people and was carrying them. They were going to New York, and I'd never been to New York before.
Yeah,
I was scared of New York, and see a play and all that stuff. So I signed up for it, and I saw. Then I looked ahead of time, and I saw that the Yankees were going to be playing Boston.
Oh boy!
And I'd always wanted to see a Yankee game. I said, somebody, if I could meet somebody at the airport there at New York, I give them $1,000.
Was Mickey Mantle your idol?
Oh yeah,
he was mine too.
I was able to shake hands with him and get him to sign a ball one time at a baseball card.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
but still got all of his old baseball cards. But anyway, so I saw they were playing. I called the lady. I said, "We're going to get to go see that game?" She said, "I don't know anything about baseball." So I went on the internet and pulled up Diamond Tours, and it showed me Diamond Baseball Tours.
Yeah, that's Diamond Baseball, yeah.
Diamond Baseball Tours was below the Diamond Tours, and I looked at it, and they were having a baseball tour that was an induction to baseball, but they were going to Baltimore, New York, Boston, the induction tour with Boggs and Ryan Sandberg and a couple of other stadiums.
Yeah.
I said, well, shoot, I can do that. I can fly to Boston. I mean, fly to Baltimore.
Yeah, exactly. And you were retired.
Yeah, well, not quite then. I was 05. I wasn't quite retired, but I didn't start out to see all 30 stadiums, but I just started out to go see Yankee Stadium.
That's right.
I got to go. Then the next year, they did it again, and I went again because that year I got to we had a tour of Yankee Stadium, and I got to go see the
This is the old stadium.
Old stadium,
yeah.
I got to walk out there where the monuments were, and all of a sudden...
And then you looked up right field where Mal hit one at the top of that
Well, as good as that, we got to walk on the field around the track and walk behind home plate and sit in the dugout.
Oh, me.
My hair's standing up now thinking about it.
But, me too, yeah.
And then we, of course, we could watch the game later on, and what's the reliever... Mariano Rivera.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He saved the first two games I was there. Then the next year they did it again, so I toured again, and I went back.
Man, I wish you would have called me.
And all this time too, I'm getting to see New York City over and over and over again too.
Sure, I love New York. Yeah.
So then I met up some friends. We kept same people were on the tours, and we met up some friends, and some from Sellersburg, Indiana, and some from Vancouver, Canada, and we would go. And after we'd been out west, the guy had about 4 different tours per year.
Yeah.
And we went out west. I went up to Toronto so I could have lunch at Niagara Falls.
Oh,
that was on a trip.
Yeah.
And so, of course, we got to where we were seeing a lot of stadiums. And we got to say, well, I wonder what it would take to see all 30. But no tours went to Seattle or Denver. So we got 3 years ago, we all met in Seattle and watched a football game and a baseball game one day after another. And then we watched the baseball game on Monday, which was good because we got to have lunch up there on the Space Needle for about 2 hours. It had no crowds. And then the next year we went to Denver, Colorado, and watched a football game and a baseball game, and that was the 30th stadium for my guys from Indiana. The ones from Vancouver already got all 30 stadiums. But this year I went down to a little mini thing to Miami and Tampa, and that's when I've seen all 30 stadiums now.
Isn't that amazing?
And my guys from Vancouver sent me a T-shirt that
and it shows all of them.
Says on the front, it's seen all 30 parts.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Then on the back, it's got a picture of the United States. It shows all the different places I've been.
Yeah, I tell you, that is wonderful. You know Edgar Weldon from Birmingham?
No.
He's done that. He's done that, and he's written a book. I'll try to get you that book next time I see him. Of course, he's a real outstanding member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame committee and all that. And let me look here. All right. I saw the Yankees play Boston in Fenway. So I've been to both. Now, I haven't been to the new ballpark, Yankee Stadium. Well, yeah, I have. I saw the old one, so I've been there. I've been to Baltimore. I have been to Atlanta, of course.
Haven't been to the new Atlanta Stadium, but he's going to have a tour.
I haven't either. We ought to go together. They play at home all.
I tried to get my daughter. Let's go, but she got 2 boys.
Well, come through here, and I'll hitchhike and catch a ride with you. We ought to do it.
I don't drive in Atlanta, so I'm trying to get my daughter to take us.
I can do that. All right, I'm going to the Nebraska game, and we hope to try to see if the Cardinals are playing. I don't know if you could tell us that or not. If the Cardinals were playing in St. Louis, because we go right through St. Louis to
probably
the Nebraska game. I've been to Wrigley Field.
I've been to Wrigley Field about 3
or 4
times, in Boston 3 or 4 times. This is the trip I made, not this year, but last year. It was called the Midwest Tour. The reason I went on it was because you could watch one game of the College World Series there in Omaha.
Oh, that was something.
And also, I had never been to Nebraska, and never had been to Iowa or Minnesota. So I kicked up three states too.
Yeah, you went out of your way to go to.
We started in Chicago and watched the Cubs. Then we went to Milwaukee, and then we went on over to Minnesota.
The Diamondbacks. So how did you get to go there now? How did you go to the Diamondbacks Stadium, Arizona's?
Oh, we went. That was on the West Tour.
Okay.
We got 2 minutes. You might want to.
Okay, and of course Colorado, the Cubs. I've just been to the Cubs on the outside, not the inside. I've seen White Sox. I've been there on the outside, but never really been in. Milwaukee Brewers. I've been right by that. That's a beautiful stadium.
Oh yeah.
And I've been right by that. A lot of this is normally when I'm going to a football game somewhere, and I always want to see the stadiums. Of course, in Minnesota, I saw been at the Humphrey Coliseum. You remember that? You know, but now the Minnesota didn't play there though. Where did they play?
They got a new stadium.
I know, but before then though, did they play in the Humphrey Coliseum?
I'm not sure. We went to the biggest mall in the United States in Minnesota.
That's right. Yeah, they had a big Ferris wheel in there, didn't they? But this had to be a thrill, and.
Oh yeah, when I got started, it was great, and I've got friends all over the United States now,
I know
too.
you do.
Yeah.
So this is really something, and I hope.
Diamond Baseball Tour.
I hope, yeah, exactly. And tell them your number. You know, some people out there might want to call and get in touch with you.
That's 334-222-2125.
But as far as going to Atlanta, hey, come to Troy. We'll get in my vehicle. We'll drive to Atlanta to see them play. You want to for the season.
Right.
It might be during the week, but that'd be a lot of fun.
I wouldn't care, you know.
And of course, hey, you're retired, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm retired.
What do you do with yourself usually?
Well, we go up to the McDonald's every morning and tell a bunch of stuff. Jimmy Wilson's up there or something. I guess you don't know.
You can tell him now. You can go to your Facebook. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah. I had to get on Facebook to see my kids.
That's right. Well, you can go on Facebook and watch this show today, and it's been a great show. And ladies and gentlemen, it's great to reminisce, and I'm bad about reminiscing and talking about things that might not always interest you, but it is a guy that has been there and done that, and you have. It's really enhanced your life to get involved in these on these tours.
Oh yeah, I've seen 48 of the 50 states, and the ones I hadn't seen is North Dakota and New Mexico. I probably won't ever see.
Well, let me tell you a little something that changed a little bit with baseball. Andalusia is finally in Dixie Boys baseball after several years. Y'all were in Little League for years in Andalusia, and then Troy and a lot of Enterprise and Greenville, a lot of them went to this Dixie Boys League. But the reason y'all stayed Little League and the Mobile stayed Little League was because one of the guys on the Little League board was from Andalusia. Wasn't that right?
Probably so.
Yeah, you know, I'm talking about the guy that's in the insurance business.
Oh yeah, Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor.
Oh yeah.
From Andalusia was on the board, so he wouldn't let Andalusia switch over, you know. But we probably would have seen a lot of these.
But we don't have near the boys playing anymore that we used to.
Yeah. But I tell you, it's still a great town, Andalusia, and one of the guys that helps Troy grow is Buddy Starling, and Buddy always told me he lived in Andalusia for about 3 or 4 years, and he loved it. And you know, Andalusia is a great place to raise kids in, and you got a good public school there. Is that right?
Yeah, we got a brand new elementary school.
Yeah,
and high school. We keep redoing it, but we moved the middle school to the high school, so all that building is brand new too. So
and that guy that makes that cooks those catfish every day, I wish he'd moved to Troy. I love catfish.
Oh yeah,
and you got an all you can eat catfish place there, don't you?
David's Catfish, yeah, and they're wonderful.
That's right. And my good friend Smith with the energy, the program there in Andalusia, the big. Electric co-op there in Andalusia. He and I are old friends, and of course he played baseball at North Alabama.
Okay.
Hope you've enjoyed our show today, ladies and gentlemen, and we appreciate our sponsors so very much. And I'm going to take this guy over to Troy. We're going to eat breakfast, and we're going to get on that golf cart and I'm going to show him Troy like he's never seen it before, right here in the great city of Troy, Alabama. See you tomorrow morning, bright and early, for Today in L.A.